All right. The next thing I want to look at is the Game Awards. This is for this year, all the games that were released. I bet you there's going to be some remasters in there. There's always that every single year. It annoys the hell out of me that those can even qualify. Maybe Keighley took those out. Let's hope. Again, my personal opinion on the Game Awards for 2023 is going to be probably different from the games that are shown here. I'm still going to pick my top picks for the ones that come through here, but I'll have my own list. I might put a video out there of games that I recommend that have gone under the radar for most people. So let's check out the Game Awards 2023 live nomination announcement. Not live anymore, but we're going to check it out regardless.
There have been
Jeff.
so many great games in 2023, and on Thursday, December 7th, we will celebrate the best of the best at the 10th Annual Game Awards, streaming live everywhere from right here at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. I'm Jeff Keighley, and it is finally time to reveal the nominees across more than 30 categories. And to help select the winners, you can vote in all categories starting now at thegameawards.com. This is going to be a very special TGA filled with new game announcements from teams around the world, and in the coming weeks we will have much more to share. But now, I am honored to get to the task at hand. Here are the nominees as selected by our voting jury for the Game Awards 2023.
Their voting jury.
For Best Performance,
so
the nominees are
critics.
Ben Starr as Clive, Final Fantasy XVI. Cameron Monaghan as Cal Kestis, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba as Solomon Reed,
That's my
Cyberpunk
pick.
2077, Phantom Liberty. Melanie Liebert as Saga Anderson, Alan Wake 2.
That was
Neil
good
Newbon
too.
as Astarion, Baldur's Gate 3. And Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. For Best
A lot of good
Ongoing
picks.
Game, the nominees are Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. In the
I gotta think about that one. Best ongoing game. I'm definitely I have a definite better pick than what they have for there, but if I was just to pick one, it would probably be, I guess, Cyberpunk. But I think the technology behind Fortnite and all the different modes that they're doing and how they're trying to make it more like a metaverse in a way with having those live concerts and the other things that you can do beyond just the Battle Royale game mode is really cool. But I don't play Fortnite. I'm just going to go with Cyberpunk because I know that team was passionate behind it and they had a lot of hiccups in the development process, and they had the pressures from investors that get the game out, and they kept delaying it, and they just said, screw it, let's put it out, see how it works. And it didn't work. But they kept to it, and they put out the DLC that improved the game and the update that should have been with the original game fairly recently that's added every aspect of the game that you expected from launch. That's good.
category of Best Multiplayer presented by Discord. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 is multiplayer? I mean, as a co-op, right? I don't count that.
Diablo 4. Party
No.
Animals.
That's a good
Street
co-op.
Fighter 6.
No.
And Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Oh, screw these options. What was, Can I go one by one or no? Oh, I just skipped into one. Man, those sucked. I don't even... It should be co-op game. Baldur's Gate would be my
Nominees for
pick
Best
this,
Art
I guess.
Direction are Alan Wake 2,
Art direction?
Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P,
Liza P.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Nah, Liza P.
For Best
Really
Score and
looks
Music, the
amazing.
nominees are Alan Wake 2, composer Petri Alonko, Baldur's Gate 3, composer
Baldur's Gate.
Borislav Slavov,
Music's awesome.
Final Fantasy XVI, composer Masayoshi Soken, Hi-Fi Rush, audio director Shuichi Kobori, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, composed
Nintendo
by
Sound
Nintendo
Team.
Sound Team. The Best Audio Design nominees are Alan Wake 2, Dead Space,
Dead Space.
Marvel's
would be my pick.
Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. Best adaptation.
The ambience of the remake of Dead Space is so cool. They did an amazing job. That's like one of the best remakes that's been out and released recently, from what I can remember. They iterated on the game, but didn't change the base aspects of the game that made it interesting, which is very tough to do, especially if you're going to touch something that's nostalgic for people. That team deserves a reward.
Adaptation recognizes excellence in authentically creating shows, movies, and other creative endeavors based on video game worlds and characters. Here are this year's nominees for Best Adaptation.
Okay.
Castlevania Nocturne.
This one was awful. The earlier Castlevanias prior to this one was way better. This one's like, I wouldn't say awful, it's just awful in comparison to the other ones. The other ones were top tier, and then this one's like a 7 out of 10. It's like, how did that happen?
Gran Turismo. The Last of Us.
That would be
The
my
Super
pick.
Mario Brothers movie.
No.
And Twisted Metal.
No.
For Best Narrative, the nominees are Alan Wake 2,
Oh my god.
Baldur's Gate 3,
Gonna pick that again.
Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty,
All right, DLC.
Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Nah.
Games for
Baldur's Gate
Impact
again.
celebrates thought-provoking games with profound pro-social meaning. This year's nominees are A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sonar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia, Terra Nil,
I never
and
play these games.
Venba. For
Not
Best
my type.
Independent Game, the nominees are Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars,
Dredge is my pick.
and Viewfinder. For Best Mobile Game, the nominees are Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Honkai Star
Skip.
Rail,
Hell no.
Kitty Island Adventure, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. Best Community Support
gacha
acknowledges
game?
the
Get the
game
hell
for
outta here.
exceptional support, transparency, and responsiveness to players.
Honkai Star Rail.
The nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077,
Community support.
Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky for
Okay,
sure.
now it's time for Best Debut Indie Game.
I don't know if you have the time, just look up No Man's Sky on Steam and scroll through the update history. It is insane, the content that they added to it. There's no other games that can pump out that much content for free in the amount of time that No Man's Sky has. Someone's got to do some research and see if they've broken a record with that, because this is insane.
Which recognizes a development team that hasn't been on the TGA stage before. In fact, these teams published their first game in 2023. The nominees are Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder.
Dredge
For
again.
Best VR AR Game, the nominees are Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain,
Seriously?
Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse. For
None of the
Content
above.
Creator
I got
of
a
the
better
Year,
pick
the
than
nominees
that.
are Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Whackity, Spreen, and Cypher PK.
I'll just edit
What's
myself
your
in
most
there.
anticipated
I'll pick
upcoming
myself.
game? Remember, this has to be a game that's officially announced. The nominees are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth,
Wow, those are good.
Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8.
I'm gonna go Hades
Your
2.
nominees for Best Action Adventure Game are Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For Best Role-Playing
I'll go with
Game,
Zelda.
the jury selected Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's
Final
Gate.
Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield.
Get off
In
the
the
list,
category
Starfield.
of Best Fighting
No one remembers
Game,
you.
the nominees are God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
Either Mortal
nominees
Kombat
for
1 or
Best
Street Fighter
Action
6.
Game are
That's a toss-up.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon,
Ooh, I'd pick that one.
Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. Innovation and accessibility celebrates games that are making our industry
Interesting.
available
I'll go with
and
the first one.
enjoyable to more people. Selected by a special committee of accessibility experts, this year's
Oh,
nominees
cool. I'm glad
for
this is a
innovation and
category.
accessibility are
This is very important.
Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2,
Can't comment on any
Mortal
of these
Kombat
though.
1, and Street Fighter 6. Next up, Best Family Game. The nominees
Oh, okay.
are
Cool.
Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals,
Party Animals be my
Pikmin
pick.
4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The Best Sim Strategy nominees are
Ooh, okay.
Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, Cities Skylines 2,
No one can run that
Company
game.
of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. This year, these 5 games are
We always
nominated
City
for
Skylines
Best
too
Sports
because I like the
Racing.
first one.
EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2
I got no comment.
Turbocharged,
I think they're all the same
and
in my
the
mind.
Crew Motorfest. Now a look at our esports categories, starting with Best Esports Game. The nominees are
Valorant.
Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile, and Valorant. Your Best Esport Athlete nominees are Demon 1, Faker, Hydra, Imperial Hal, Ruler, and Zywoo. For Best Esports Team, our committee nominated
pick.
these teams: Evil Geniuses, Valorant, Fnatic, Valorant, Game & Gladiators,
Probably
Dota
Fnatic.
2, JD Gaming, League of Legends, and Team Vitality, Counter-Strike.
Or
The
them.
Best Esports Coach nominees are
I like Valorant more, so
Potter.
I'm just gonna go Fnatic.
Homie, Gumba, Ecstasy, and Zonic. And finally, the nominees for Best Esports Event are 2023 League of Legends World
Yep,
Championship,
I'm gonna go with Valorant
Last
again.
TV Paris Major 2023,
I'm biased.
EVO 2023, the International Dota 2 Championships 2023, and Valorant Champions 2023.
Valorant champions.
All right, you ready? It's time for our final 2 categories. Best Game Direction, which recognizes extraordinary creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. This year's nominees are
All right.
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's Gate again.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears
Dude, the Baldur's Gate team, they're gonna come out and have like fucking 5 trophies and carrying them, and they're gonna be dropping them off stage.
of the Kingdom. Okay, finally, on behalf of the jury, I am proud to announce the 6 nominees selected for outstanding
Baldur's Gate.
creative and technical excellence. The nominees for Game of the Year at the Game Awards are
already
Alan
know
Wake
who's gonna
2,
win.
developed by
The
Remedy
other ones can't even
Entertainment.
compete.
Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian Studios. Marvel's Spider-Man 2
They're gonna win
from
from such a
Insomniac
large
Games.
margin, it's not even
Resident
funny.
Evil 4 from Capcom. Super Mario Bros. Wonder
Those
from
other ones
Nintendo.
have no chance.
And The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom from
The
Nintendo.
sequel's not gonna beat the.
And there you have
Sequel's
it.
not gonna win.
Those are your nominees for the Game Awards. A highly competitive
There's only
year
one
for
nominee.
sure, but who
All
will
right.
come out on top?
Interesting.
Well, you can help select the winners by voting now at thegameawards.com and on our Discord server. I hope you can join us live on Thursday, December 7th for the Game Awards. The TGA Orchestra will be back on this very stage, and as always, we'll pay tribute to our Game of the Year nominees. And yes, you can expect lots of news and updates on what's ahead for games in 2024 and beyond. So lock in your votes and get ready to celebrate 10 years of the Game Awards. We'll see you live on Thursday, December 7th.
Well, there you go. December 7th. I might check that out. Though, if it's just this and they're announcing their awards, then may not be super interesting. I think I might take that time instead than just make a tier list or my own nominations for each one of these categories. At least the ones that I can comment on, like racing, accessibility, stuff like that. I can't. But definitely like best RPG, best score, best co-op multiplayer game. Those ones especially I have better picks for. All right, cool. I am always a big proponent of these types of events. I love conferences. whenever they announce new products and talk about new releases, and especially whenever they're awarding the ones that deserve it. So check that out if you're interested in the Game Awards on December 7th.